Well, last week, Steve, we had the Pac-12 legit. I mean, they ate themselves. That's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. So now we are in this mix, this bubble, if you will, of teams at the top trying to fight their way. They're not going to fight their way into the college football playoffs, most likely. Maybe there's a shot for one team. Probably not. I think USC is the only one that has hopes left. However, we have two teams sitting at 8-2 in this game that are going to battle for a spot in the Pac-12 championship. And that's nothing to bat an eye about. This is the first time that we're going to see the Pac-12 not actually have divisions or the top two teams heading into the championship game. This is really a spot to get a chance to get the top spot to win the Pac-12 championship. And what a better game to not cover other than Utah versus Oregon. I mean, right off the bat, before we get started on this, Steve, when I look at the stats and I break it down, last week I said, and I ate my words on it, I said, there hasn't been a better team all season, with the exception of that Georgia game, than Oregon Ducks. And then what they did last week, Washington showed up on them. That was a shootout. It was a fantastic game, but Washington got the win. On the other hand, Utah, they lost at the beginning of the season against Florida. Okay, fine. Then they had a weird loss against UCLA. That was really a true loss. Let's give them that one. But a week later, they right the ship, go for two, and defeat USC by a point. Both of these teams are tied for second place in the Pac-12. The winner will basically, for the most part, write their own destiny for a path to the Pac-12 championship. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. We have to wait all the way till 10:30 Eastern on Saturday night to watch this one. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, when the season began, I really believed that the Utes were a slam dunk to win the Pac-12. I just didn't think. I mean, I knew USC's offensive weapons would make things interesting, and Oregon always has its moments, but finds ways to shoot itself, in the foot, like they did against Washington last week. But I really thought the physicality of their O&D lines would be the difference. Then they lost to UCLA. And then that thought kind of went away. And we haven't talked about Utah since that UCLA loss.
Not really, no.
Yeah,
well, the USC win we talked about, but that was a week later.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. But, Utah coach Kyle Whittingham has said throughout the week, we have to get through Oregon to get to the Pac-12 championship. And it's true. I mean, they can still write, their destiny. And last year, Whittingham led his team past the Ducks twice to win the Pac-12 championship. So you can imagine Oregon's would like to kind of end Utah's titles hope and keep their last. Actually, they have no chance of getting the Pac-12 championship. Correct?
Who? Oregon?
Oregon, outside of a bus crash between USC and UCLA, there's no way for them to.
No, they can still make it into the championship game. They're tied for second right now with Utah. So the winner of this game between Utah and Oregon will have a sole possession, if you will, of second place in the Pac-12 standings, only behind USC.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking that Utah was done, but okay. So there actually is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for Bo Nix to play hurt this week. That's the reason I asked that question, because you have to think about if your team is out of it, even though you're playing a big game.
Yeah,
Bo Nix has a future. So
yeah, that's the joy. That's the joy of having, if anything, having a loss non-conference. Now, it doesn't help you for college football playoffs, but it doesn't hurt you when it comes to Pac-12 championship games. So Oregon only has that one loss to Washington, and then Utah only has that one loss to UCLA.
Oh, cool. So maybe I actually need to stay up. Maybe I need to. I'm old. I'm not going to stay up. Never mind.
But either way, it's going to be a fantastic game. You're right about Bo Nix. I'm curious to see how his injury does, if he's going to be fine throughout he came back in the game. You could tell he wasn't 100%, though. He underthrew that Hail Mary pass or whatever pass they were trying to do. I'm not sure if they were trying to set up a lateral or not, but you call it the Hail Mary, if you will. On the other side of the ball, though, we've seen from Utah on the quarterback, we've seen Cam Rising. We've seen some very, very great games from him, but we've also seen some questionable games. Is that a better word to say? Concerning games.
Inconsistent. I mean, I would say concerning. I think that's it, because he is so good. Why these stumbling blocks? It,
Mhm.
it, it, it didn't seem to, even in the matchups, it just didn't seem like that would be the game that he would have a bad game in. So that's a really, really good point there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I think this game is going to be a fantastic one. I just don't know if I'm going to stay up for it. I might have to catch the replay. I mean, Saturday late game on the East Coast. However, it's going to be worth staying up if you're going to check it out. Utah, again, a 2-point favorite on the road against an Oregon team who has looked fantastic all season long, with the exception of that first week game. Even last week, they still look good. I feel like if Bo Nix wasn't out of that series, the series before the last one, where they had to go for it on fourth down, they missed it. I feel like if he was in, that series might have been different. I feel like
Yes.
there's a good chance of that. And maybe we're talking about this game completely different. Of maybe Oregon still has a shot of the college football playoffs. However, that's not the case. We got two teams at 8-2. This should be a fantastic outing. ESPN, what is your thoughts on this one? Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think will win this game and give themselves a clear path? Because it really is truly a clear path into the Pac-12 championship game to play most likely USC. Let us know your predictions in the comments below.
Yeah, and let us know too. Do you think Oregon has a chance if Bo Nix doesn't play?
That's true.
Because I mean, his mobility would give the Utah defense some troubles. I mean, they've only given up 200 yards rushing twice, and they were both losses. But that included the 283 they gave up to Florida and to another very mobile quarterback. So I think if Nix isn't in there, I think Utah's defense can kind of settle in a little bit easier. But let us know what you think, because I mean, I think everything we're talking about here is assuming Bo Nix is going to play at least part of the game. But if he's not playing at all, what do you folks think?
Yep, absolutely. Let us know in the comments below your predictions of the game. And if you're watching this preview during the game or afterwards, let us know your thoughts and how you think the game went.